Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. We're gonna do a recap on mini swing trade I took there about last week, Thursday, Friday, and ended up being stopped out before price ran in the intended direction. So, like we all know, I only trade Euro USD, and let's get straight to the chart. Now, looking at this is the daily time frame on Euro USD. If you follow me on if you follow me on Twitter, sorry, you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I've been posting this up right before the entire thing came in, right? Right before the entire trade came in. Now, the main reason why I go up to the higher time frame or to the daily time frame is because most of the times when I'm working the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hours is not giving me range, it's just trending. The next thing I do is I go to a bigger time frame so I can try and understand what price is doing or which liquidity price is chasing after. All right, getting straight into the trade analysis, right? Sorry, getting right into the trade. This trade was being built right from when price took out this low. Now remember, the system is that once price takes out a high, a low, it gives you a valid break. What is there? It has given you what a protected level and a targeted level. This is just like the basic fundamental of how price moves. It gives you the range at which you are going to trade. Whenever there is something like, whenever you have something like this, price has given you what? It has given you the range at which it's going to work with, which is this low and this high. Especially when this high has pulled back like this. It has given you what? Range. This high, this low. Until either of these levels are taken out, this range is what is still in power. So no matter how long it takes price, even if price is still doing like this, you wait patiently until you see what confirmations that demands have started playing in. Then you follow it and taking it up to that high. Now let's go back into the chart and understand what we're doing. Now, when we're back in the chart, right? I have been following this trade right from the break here, the pullback. You know, when price is moving, ah, I'm gonna make this a very simple video so that we'll understand basically. Like now, I was talking about the range, right? When price is moving, it always has internal and external liquidity. Internal and external liquidity, they are what factor in most of the time price is moving. Like now, in this case, price has given us what our range is. Now we are going to look for what price reaction from a fair value gap. Most of the times I look for price reaction on the higher time frames from fair value gaps. The reason why I look at fair value gaps and not other blocks is because internal liquidity most of the times on the higher time frame fair value gaps hold in terms more than what we call the other block. So in this case, we're going to look at how price reacts from the fair value gap. We're not going to enter directly. So if price enters the fair value gap and then gives us proper demand levels, then what will follow the demand to what to the external high, and basically like that. That this is the most simplest way I could say it. Now that's the same thing that happened there, just in a reversed version, right? This is the high that caused this break of structure. This is the low, which is the range. Am I right? This is the range. So as it is, price has not completed its range, but it's in the movement to complete its range. Now continuing, price came into the what? The fair value gap here, which was like on Tuesday last week. Price came into the fair value gap. Then what after price mitigated the fair value gap, what would give me a confirmation is a bearish closing candle on this daily time frame. A bearish closing candle will give me what the confirmations are what the sellers are inside the market. So the instant I had this on Wednesday, right? I had this on Wednesday. Then what came to me was that oh, price is ready. It's ready to drop. It has given me everything that I'm looking for, and now price is what ready to drop. That was on Wednesday, right? Now we'll look at Wednesday. When we look at Wednesday, did you see any supply on the 4-hour time frame? I'm gonna cut that question short and say no. Because now, yeah, there isn't any war. There is no supply at all. If you don't understand what supply is, go down to the playlist, to the market structure playlist, and then you will see how to identify value, demand, and supply there. Well, for those who understand, let's write on. Now, we didn't see any what? Any good supply on the Wednesday, that the day closed as what? Bearish candle, right? Now, another day came in, which was on the Thursday. It closed as what? As the bears candle. Now, on the Friday, we had NFP, but NFP did not hold based on because of the US shutdown. But on Thursday, the instant we had this bearish candle close, it has already given me more than enough confirmation. We are going to still go down to what? Before our time frame to look for what? To look for our value supplies. Now, looking for our value supply, price has given me what? This as a value supply. Why is it a value supply? It is a value supply because it gave me what? The last candle, the last buy candle here, and it also what? Broke through the low. It also broke through what? Its own low. So the instant it did this, it gave me what? A very valid what? Valid what? Supply. Valid supply level to what? To trade with. Now, then that just came into me that, oh, what next to do? What next to do is just to place my order here from this supply, because it's usually I was expecting the trade to take a while to play out because of NFP didn't come out. And then this was just basically how I entered this position and all of that. I usually trade the minimum risk to reward is 1 to 4 hour. That's the reason I extended it over the target. Now, when it came to this, right, price just took me out here before closing the New York session on Friday because of the NFP. I was really expecting the NFP to at least push it down a bit before the market closed, but there we have it. NFP did not release and all of that. So with this, price ended up doing what? Price ended up taking out my stops and then moving. Now, the reason why I placed this stop loss here is because this is where the valid supply is. That's the reason why I placed the stop loss there. But if we go down to, go up to the daily time frame, we could see that what the cancellation of what this range is here. So I was the one at fault there who did it. The cancellation of this entire trade was here, but because I didn't have any supply above at this point, I placed my stop what here. And now we can see how this trade is playing out. And then thereabout, price will take out this external liquidity and give us what? A new range to what? To trade with. Either we buy or we sell. Now, for those who don't understand certain concepts, that's the reason why I created this YouTube channel, for everybody to learn and also for me to keep pre-recorded video down here as well. So you can help yourself with videos that I've dropped here and with the different playlists that are here. This particular playlist here is going to teach you market structure from the beginning, just like a beginner. All right, we'll see again on the next recap.